chill.
Hello, 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 and welcome back, sports fans, to your one-stop shop for post-game VFX talk. It's VFX and Chill. I am Hashi, and with me, as always, is my lovely friend Seth. Seth, how are you doing today?
I'm good. What if the commentators also wore helmets?
I think that they should. If they previously were players, I think that they should. And if they previously were in more of a coaching position kind of person and are now a commentator, I think that they should wear like a I don't know. I was going to say a ref outfit, but that makes less sense. But I think we should keep rolling with this.
I think
Michael, what do you think that they should wear?
Like a ref shirt and a football helmet, and a baseball glove, just to like be all inclusive, right?
Definitely.
Sports jokes.
Yes. What did you think of that game?
Let me tell you, followed it closely, and I have some very hot takes here. The first of which is, I thought something would come to me. I didn't. I watched it and I enjoyed it. It was fine. I watched for the commercials.
Camera was out of focus. There we go.
I tried to write an Apple shortcut. There you are. You were all super glitchy. I tried to write I thought about writing an Apple shortcut for the Super Bowl that would slowly mute my Apple TV at the beginning. But basically, whenever a commercial break would end, it would slowly mute my TV and then start to fade it back up as we approach the commercial break, and the sound would be back on, because I get super overstimulated by football games televised, which is weird because nothing happens on them. You know whose take I actually am curious about, because I don't know where they sit on the spectrum of sports. Hashi, now you and I, it's pretty obvious. Like, we sit on the throne of VFX and Chill, so it's pretty clear where we sit for sports. But I don't think I ever talked to Michael. Michael has a lot of normie traits that you wouldn't expect. Michael, settle a bet. Do you like sports?
I do. I do like sports.
I win.
Now,
I knew it.
I have a ranking of sports I enjoy watching on TV, and American football is not top of that list, but I do enjoy watching the game, and I very much enjoyed the Super Bowl. It was close. It was exciting. A lot of good football was had. Not too many flags. It was a good game. I enjoyed watching it. Rugby, I will tell you, just spoiler alert, is my favorite game to watch.
Did we talk about this on the show?
I don't know. It's got the action of American football, but without all the breaks.
Oh, we did. I think we were talking about this week, and we got around to talking about rugby.
If you're out there and you remember, did we talk about rugby on the show? Because if not, I mean, we got content for this week. I think we talked about it on the show. I'm forgetting. We talk about a lot of really fun stuff off the show lately, and it kind of pisses me off. Like,
because you all miss it.
Yeah, you guys miss it.
Out there in watching land.
This week, let's recap things the audience missed this week, because we didn't live stream them. The Zeitghost, that was the thing that happened in a meeting.
The Zeitghost was a good one.
Hashi, what is the Zeitghost?
Well, the Zeitghost is so you're familiar with, the ghost of, Christmas past and present and future, but the Zeitghost is a ghost that is dead, but really has their finger on the pulse of pop culture. And
wait, is that so? The Zeitghost has the finger on the current pop culture, or they have their finger on like past pop culture, like a specific moment in time? Like, are they still relevant? Are they a ghost but still relevant? Or are they like
they come to remind you that they've been saying that young people are lazy in the papers since 1910.
Yeah, it's the ghost of pop culture's past. Like, they show up and they're like,
they've seen it all. Those Zeitghosts.
They're like, "What's up?" And you're like, "Hey, Zeitghost, how's it going?"
We're workshopping this, obviously, but the thing is, you all missed it.
The Zeitghost is, viewers. Answer in the comments.
But back to the exciting big game, as it were. One of the big reasons why we like it. Yeah, it's one of the most watched things on television ever, and so it's a great place for advertisers to pool their resources together.
Specific data
to try to
most watched things ever.
Most watched things ever.
If you're an advertiser and you want people to get your eyes on your advertisement, that big game is a good place to do it.
It is. is pricey though. One of my favorite things is the mix in of like local commercials and spots throughout the Super Bowl. Just because
I have a lot of friends who direct those local, like some of those local commercials, and they'll go on Twitter or Instagram and be like, "My Super Bowl commercial aired," and you're like, "It's not really a Super Bowl commercial, but okay, I get it. We can go for it."
Fun. That's fun.
It's not like I'm directing them, so good for them.
I remember in AMC theaters, if you saw the new Star Wars movies, I think specifically, what was the second one of
the Last of the Jedi?
The last, I think, before The Last Jedi. I remember Jamie with a lightsaber was like in a little like AMC pre-roll of like people love Star Wars thing, and so do we.
Oh yeah,
and I was like, oh dude, you're like if you saw Star Wars in an AMC theater, Jamie was there with his lightsaber and stuff like that. It was pretty cool. It wasn't. We weren't like in a Star Wars, but we were, we were on a big screen for some reason. That's the best when you're adjacent to this huge thing you love. I had a Star Trek commercial that played in the theaters during, like, in front of Star Trek Into Darkness, and that was thrilling. It was Jay Leno like mocked that commercial in one of his I almost said lectures, one of his monologues on the Tonight Show. So my resume still says like his work has been featured on blah 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 the Tonight Show. I love that. That's fantastic. Yeah. I remember seeing that commercial of yours once and remembering it as Jason Sudeikis in that. Oh, so for the longest time, it's this wonderful actor. Darren Rose is his name. Really funny guy who just is Jason. Like looks, especially in that spot. He just in a spoof setting. You're like, yeah, that's what I remember. Who I remember today. Yeah. It's also stars Maya Erskine, who's gone on to become Maya Erskine, who's like huge now. She's on the Mr. and Mrs. Smith on Amazon Prime now, and co-created Pen 15 and is brilliant. Just name dropping people I get to work with. Speaking of dropping, we had lots of We had lots of trailers drop at the big game. Well done. TM. Well done. We want to talk. I'm going to take off my helmet so I can see these now. I'm going to move into my cinema mode. Okay. Take off your football mask. Yeah. Alonso Perez Yaksik is asking, what's up with calling it the big game instead of the Super Bowl? For a bit, people were advertising stuff for the Super Bowl, but they were not official sponsors of the Super Bowl. And the Super Bowl, which is a trademarked and litigious organization, was like, you can't say Super Bowl if you're not an official partner of the Super Bowl. So now everyone just says the big game unless they're an official partner of the Super Bowl. Which is why Alonso, you'll be receiving your cease and desist if it was made in the Super Bowl region of France. The Superb Owl. I think everyone's favorite Super Bowl related thing from the past 2 or 3 years is that train that advertised Superb Owl because they split the title across the two trains. Superb owls are superb. Superb Owl is 20 times funnier than Let's say we get our eyes on some of these trailers that came out, because you're not liking this banter. You don't want to keep it. Well, this is fun banter, but I realize that we can. But these trailers are going to increase the banter factor too. I realize we have to earn a paycheck. Let's do it. So, what are we looking? Oh, I'm controlling this. I forgot. What are we looking at? You're in charge. Oh, yeah. I can't. Let me guess what movie this is. Okay. I have no idea. Despicable Me 4. Is this Minions? Yeah, Despicable Me 4. You are wrong. It is You May Like This Week's Video. Subscribe now. Subscribe now to Superb Owl. It is Kung Fu Panda 4. That was not an accent. That was me trying to read it wrong. And it came off like an accent. Yeah, Kung Fu Panda 4. Hashi, did you make this movie? I didn't make this one. I didn't even know about I didn't hear hints of this when I was there. I also have to clarify. Sorry, if anyone who doesn't know, Hashi used to work at DreamWorks and worked on some Kung Fu Panda movies. I'm not racist. I wasn't just turning to the Japanese guy and saying, "Did you make Kung Fu Panda?" I just want to make sure. Kung Fu, famously Japanese. Famously Japanese. Yeah. No. Yes. He genuinely worked on the older movie. Sorry.
I might need to mute myself for today's show. I don't know what's going on today. All right.
Problem. Flag on the play.
Oh, Hashi with the sports references.
I know what that means. Does that mean I got a point?
Right, let's. Nope.
2 points.
Golf flags where you get points. Anyway, Kung Fu Panda 4 trailer drop.
In football? Sorry.
There were two trailers actually for Kung Fu Panda, or teasers really more than trailers.
Yeah, I only caught. I don't remember which ones of these played live or whatever. It was this teaser version, I think.
This one is 1 minute and 12 seconds, so I doubt it aired. This is the longer version, I think.
There were a couple of spots that would hint that the trailer is now out or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, this could be the spot because maybe the last
I think this is the spot, and then the second half of this is the
adorable bunnies.
Oh, you're right. I see. I didn't. And half
Those bunnies
of it
are
is,
adorable.
The other half of it is the subscribe now thing that whoever this was put this at the end.
I think that the character designer, Nicola Marley, was the one who would just draw those little bunnies like all over the character sheets, and then they became.
Oh, really?
They weren't specifically supposed to be like this one role, but this is what they kind of ended up as.
Well, that's funny.
I love it.
So we had Kung Fu Panda. We got
Kung Fu Panda.
Wicked,
we have
the sequel to John Wick.
Wicked,
John,
yes.
You've been Wick one. You got. Oh my gosh.
There should be sequels to John Wick. It
should be John. There's John Wick, and then there's Wicked, and then Wickest.
Wicker, the Wicker Man. So John Wick, the Wicker Man, and Wicked. Many people know these are all within the Wick universe.
These are all. I love it.
Am I the only one that's annoyed by the kerning on that title? Anyway,
I get it. The space between that K and that E bugs me.
Just scooch it just a little bit. Just a little bit. Cinema 4D has 3D GUI based kerning. You can easily grab that letter and just scooch it just a touch. It's so easy. Anyway, when that trailer came on and you just heard that first unlimited, I was like, it made me get chills.
It looks great.
I've been waiting for this to be big screen adapted because I can forever. Share it with.
It took forever. There were a lot of delays from what I understand. Really interesting cast, I gotta say. My house right now is made up of people there's a lot of Ariana Grande in my house because my kids discovered her show on Nickelodeon, the one where she's doing the voice, and it's really, really grating. Sam and Cat.
Sam and Cat. I've heard that name. I don't know what that is. I assume it's about a cat and.
I'm gonna get one of your kids into Sam and Cat, and so as revenge for something. I don't know what yet. However, I've seen her in other things, and she's clearly a wonderful actress. So I am not talking bad about her. Just that show. This is really fun casting all across the board. It's always nice to see a Goldblum pop up out of nowhere.
I was surprised. I had no idea Goldblum was in this, and then I was like, oh, and he's being a character and stuff, which is cool.
It's nice to see him being another character besides himself every now and then.
Look at this.
It's just so.
Is he the wizard? Is that is that who he's playing?
Yeah,
nice.
He's got to be the wizard.
Oh man!
And I love that. I think I saw a TikTok that was describing how there's this weird, Wicked can only exist if it is based technically on the public domain IP of the Frank L. Baum books.
Oh.
But not the still copyrighted by MGM and whoever owns MGM now. Wizard of Oz movie. And so, but clearly, there's it would be impossible to try to bring to life some of the things that were highlighted in the MGM classic that are now movie staples almost by themselves. But disambiguate yourself enough.
Frigby is asking, is this film in the Shrek universe? And Alonso Perez Yaksik points out that it does have Fiona in it. So
Fiona Apple?
Well, no, because the green character looks Fiona-y with the braid.
Oh yeah,
Fiona. Who's Fiona?
Fiona, Cameron Diaz when revealed to be
Oh, interesting.
She has the magic curse that at night she becomes an ogre also.
That's right. Ogre also.
And then in Shrek 2 is revealed that the mom, like her mom, the queen and king, she was the queen who married the frog prince.
Got it.
Which was
oh my gosh, I've
brilliant. And I was like, oh, that's so good.
Seth, don't move for a second. Look at this glasses in this frame. I did not catch this watching the trailer. Look at those.
Look, they're like a little infinity
wardrobe design is phenomenal.
When can
ridiculous.
When can I move?
Look at those. You can move now. I'm just those glasses. I'm getting, the more I watch this trailer, the more excited I get for this movie.
There's a lot of fun design in this, 100%. And I'm not as familiar with it, with the musical.
I've never seen a stage play. My spouse has, but I have not. And I'm
That's
sad.
fascinating, Michael, because since this came out, this has been the one you've been most vocal about. So I assumed you were just.
I love the music so much, but I've never seen the play. Never. So I'm excited. I probably get to see it. Every time it comes to Nashville, I never get to see the play. It sucks.
In.
What else we got? We have a little ditty that got me a lot of texts. A lot of people texted me when this came on.
Oh yeah. If you didn't, text the Seth in your life once you see this trailer come out.
Actually, I do have to say, well, no, I'll say this off mic. Don't worry about it. It's known amongst anyone who's followed me on Twitter for enough years to get it over, to see me making the joke over and over or referring to it. But I, in amongst many general meetings that I've had in Hollywood, almost all of them, I am asked, what are some of your favorite movies? What are examples of the kind of movies you want to make? What's your voice and tone and taste? And I just immediately forget every movie I've ever seen. I can't help that that's what happens. It's just what happens. And except for Twister, it's the only movie that stays in my head. And so I always think
that's a good shot right there.
It is a good shot. There's a couple in here that I love. So anyway, I've now become known as the guy. I usually think maybe I'll talk about Twister a little bit, and then then my brain will loosen up and more movies will come to me. They don't. I end up leaving the meeting having talked exclusively
about
the whole meeting exclusively about Twister, and yet I was not offered this film. It was the director, however, is a wonderful director who directed Minari. It's gonna rule. I think it's gonna. It looks fun. It looks silly. It looks fun.
It looks like it looks like the exact right amount of thrill adventure that a movie like this should have, and not.
Right here, this shot I think rules.
Look at that.
I think that's killer. I like the color because what I noticed is I worried this was going to be doing a lot of the. There's some other tornado movies that have come out in recent years, and they all look the same. Like it's all really gray. They go super gloomy and cloudy. And what I like about this is it feels like the original. What's up, Mashwitz?
Oh, we got Mashwitz in the chat. Yes.
I mean, I like about this because
the Godfather himself of tornadoes.
I think that we should insist that somehow we should start a campaign that Stu gets to do one shot in After Effects for this film.
No, not gets to, has to. I think we start a campaign where Stu, against his will, no matter what he says, has to do it using exactly the same version of After Effects that he had in 95, 96.
Sorry,
I love that shot because I love the color.
Yes.
I love the
color's right.
Yes, it's the dust and then the green summeriness that you get in the South and the Midwest with this kind of the Twister's full of. I like it a lot.
Incredible.
Yes, that's the thing that really struck me about this is when I was watching. It's like the lighting is quote unquote wrong, but the lighting is wrong in real life in tornado weather.
Mm-hmm.
Like it feels weird outside when tornadoes are coming, this captures that weird color in the sky and the way that the darkness in the sky and the lightness on the ground don't match. Like all that stuff is perfect for how it actually feels. And Hollywood gets it wrong all the time.
100%, Michael. You got that in
the original backwards
Twister.
In that logo.
What was that?
They drew the 2 backwards in that logo.
They did draw backwards. It's so weird. So it's Twister 5. We missed.
Frigby says, aren't we supposed to call Twister X now? Twitter. Because Twitter is.
I don't have a damn it Frigby drop. I don't know why I don't have one yet.
Nick Smith is petitioning that we call all Twisters. We should replace all the Twisters with Twizzlers. because Nick Smith.
Michael, you don't have to read all the comments on the show.
Oh, okay.
No, I will say, I love what you're talking about, Michael, though, about the lighting in this movie and in tornadic weather. I found the original Twister has that same vibe, but it's because they couldn't control this, they can't control cloud movement and what there's.
You can't control the clouds. It just turns out.
As Jody Mitchell has said, so they did a bunch of sky replacements, obviously throughout, and so you'll have people are sunlit, and yet the sky is gloomy and cloudy, but it's that's exactly what it looks like when you're out there. Yeah, it's great. So Twisters.
Hey, before we move on to the next trailer, we've had a couple of people in the chat asking what we think about Sora, and really quick. Do you have a really fast thought about Sora? For those who don't know, Sora is a thing that got released showing some of the best AI generated video from basic prompts with actually decent cohesion temporally. There's a lot of problems with a lot of the examples, foot slippage, things appearing out of nowhere. But what do you think about it? Just real quick so the chat can hear our opinions and we can move on to the trailers.
Real quick, I think that it is a tremendously impressive leap from the current state of the art video generation, just leaps and bounds, which AI, the AI space keeps on doing that over and over again. But this one seems like a legitimately, I'm surprised how many things would pass, I think, if you needed it to generate stock footage that you weren't precious about control over.
I agree.
That makes sense.
I agree, and I think it will and should replace all artists and creators, directors, VFX artists, and has my full support going forward. That's
you
really
need to clarify that because someone will take that out of context.
Yeah. What is important is that obviously, the lack of control over something like this, or repeatability or consistency, if you're trying to do any kind of storytelling within it, is rough. But what I am impressed by is the long running time and the real time action. I think there's this thing that I'm very sick of, which is the bizarre slow zoom world of AI that everything's a little bit too slow motiony. Everything's a little bit too weird and time rampy.
It looks like camera projected on a loose mesh.
Mm-hmm. But some of these look surprisingly good. And if I saw them mixed into a commercial for allergy medication or something like that, and it was just one of the shots in there, I would never stop and scrutinize it the way I am.
Include the Old West and puppies in snow. Yeah,
precisely.
Oh, the puppies in the snow.
Are you tired of your puppy playing in the fresh snow?
We're all tired. Come inside, puppy.
All right, so there you go, folks. It's great. It's a big leap in technology. Not very useful yet. Barring a couple narrow use cases.
Yeah. And that's Michael's review of Twisters. Now let's talk about...
If you don't want the artistic control over it, fine. I get that you could generate new stuff with it. And
are we doing this trailer?
It's in the mix.
Oh, look at that.
This trailer is so good.
For some reason, when I saw the title of this, I thought the Nice Guys...
Yeah,
and I thought it was, I thought it was the singular,
and then I was like,
oh wait, is this a prequel to that? And then I realized no.
And then you start thinking, was Russell Crowe canceled? I guess it makes sense, but I don't remember it. And then then it turns out to be this. I love though this frame is such a weird, out of context, without motion. I'm like, Hashi, what did you Photoshop? What is this?
It's we've all been there,
Yeah.
It's such a good trailer. If you haven't seen this trailer, we're not going to play the whole thing on here for copyright reasons, but do yourself a favor and watch this trailer. It's great.
And then after that, take a break and go watch the Fall,
the actual full trailer,
which surprisingly has an element of stunt history of stunt people mixed into it.
I thought you said after that go watch The Fall.
Go watch the full trailer for The Fall.
Guys. Oh, go outside, watch The Fall happen.
Watch The Fall happen. I was thinking, there's a movie called The Fall. That's
the movie called The Fall with what's his face?
Yeah, it's Brad Pitt. Yeah. Legends Juilliard of the Fall. But there's also The Fall, and then there's The Fall outside. Okay, so anyway, this is fun.
And then Fallout.
Oh, Fallout! Mission Impossible. The Fall is out.
Mm-hmm. But I love that this has the opportunity to do the movie within a movie is one of my favorite
Yeah.
Like play around spaces for production design, because it's like, like you get your team 100%. To like it's somewhere in there was the aliens and spaceships.
Oh yeah, it was great
stuff. And
really, 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 I love the tone of this trailer.
It's so much fun.
So,
and
by the way,
the full long trailer with the Meatloaf song in it is also stunning.
Oh, I'll have to see that.
When is Meatloaf not? That's a killer shot right there.
Oh, it's so good.
When is Meatloaf not stunning?
When is Meatloaf not stunning?
Well, with certain country grandmas who don't know how to make it. No, that was a fun trailer, full of fun shots, and Alonso Perez Yaxix says that shot looks like something that we might make during this show.
This does?
I think he was talking about the shovel shot.
You're very kind.
This shot also looks
like Zuckerberg.
It does look like Zuckerberg.
It does look like the Zuckerberg episode.
Yeah. So it sounds like we're going to have to end. Okay. Did we talk about why we're looking through these yet, or?
Oh, you know what? I feel like we're just hanging out with all our friends after this game and checking out these trailers.
Check out these dudes.
But yeah, now that we're at the half-hour mark into the show, it'd probably be worth saying that after we've looked at all of these fun, exciting VFX shots, we are going to have Michael pick a couple of them for us to try to recreate. We don't know what that might be, and we're going to kind of figure it out as we're looking at them. So
something tells me Michael's
going to get to see us live improvise. I mean, you're welcome to try to influence Michael, but Michael also has full authority on this.
Michael also has agency and thoughts and feelings of his own.
Well, I guess. No, seriously, folks in the chat though, if you see a shot or something in this in these trailers that you want the gentleman here to recreate, feel free to try to influence my suggestions in the chat.
The gentleman. So I'm going to be honest.
That shot with all the apes.
Yes. I'm going to be honest. I freaking love the Apes movies, specifically Matt Reeves' two. The Dawn of the Planet of the Apes and War for the Planet of the Apes are masterpieces. Just freaking phenomenal movies. Aesthetically, story-wise, so good. This one's directed by Wes Ball, I believe, who, if you're not familiar, directed the Maze Runner movies. And
better than you, Ball.
And do you remember...
Look at this shot. I love this.
Do you remember Relic? No, what was the name of his short? Do you remember Wes Ball's short? It was called, does anyone remember? It's not Relic. It was called, it's going to kill me.
They'll let us know in 20 seconds in the chat.
It's an incredibly cool short that he made it all in Blender. And it is entirely CG. It's this long chase sequence where these flying robots, the kind of short you used to see back in early 2010s all the time, the Portal-y Half-Life robots chasing somebody through a thing. And it's this guy on a motorcycle.
Ruin? Is it called?
Ruin. Go look up Ruin. That short is freaking phenomenal. I still love it to this day. Wes Ball.
Michael Pawlak.
I'm a big fan of...
You can thank him for that one.
I'm a big fan of Wes. That short bought me Wes fandom for life. So he's directing this, which is pretty cool. I think he's also attached to direct the Zelda movie, if I'm not mistaken.
These are wild because they're moving into the territory of being largely animated films, effectively.
Yes.
But with this one actually feels like it has more, there are human scenes in it, and I have no doubt they filmed a lot of stuff on locations that were evocative of what they would digitally be replaced by in the end. But it's crazy. A good portion of this is what you see on the screen is digital, and that's amazing that you can just go for and tell a story knowing that so much of this is generated.
Yeah. I mean, look at that. That monkey just threw a
really
bird.
Different pipeline.
That monkey just birded somebody. Bah! Take that bird.
Huh? Bird punch.
Falcon punch.
I want to see that.
That fire one, yeah.
That fire one looks really cool.
And crash.
What I like about a lot of the frames from these trailers is that there's this level of complexity and focus and sharpness of so many elements within screen. like I know we're only showing this image in HD or whatever, but like you can see that the fidelity of the underlying images has a lot of ridiculous resolution and stuff going on.
And these aren't even final. Like that's what's nuts to me is like
all the stuff that we had done.
Yeah.
Done enough to go in a thing. How ridiculous.
Yeah.
All right.
Ooh, a Ryan Reynolds movie.
Yes, Ryan Reynolds. So
a really different direction for this Deadpool 3.
Yeah, everyone freaked out about this Deadpool and Wolverine. Neither of them are in this trailer.
Just is this Beast from the Yeah,
it's Beast. That's Kelsey Grammer voicing Beast. They brought him back. He was everyone's favorite iteration of Beast, obviously. If you haven't seen Kelsey Grammer play Beast in an X-Men movie, do yourself a favor. Don't.
Do yourself a favor.
So this is I'm assuming that's obviously, I'm not assuming, I know. That's a CG creature there. It's voiced by Steve Carell, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not real, though it doesn't exist.
It's an imaginary friend.
There's been a big resurgence of the Max Fleischer's aesthetic rubber hose characters making their way into stuff. The bad guys in the new Trolls movies are little Fleischer rubber hose people. There's this character. There's that character in the Steven Universe movie. This is a cool vibe. One of the things that I keep on meaning to do is to try to do rubber hose animation by taking motion capture and then in Cinema 4D making all of the limbs literally just dynamic rubber hoses.
Oh. Wait, but you gotta obviously pin the hands, otherwise it's like
exactly
it's the thing dog, which not a lot of people know. Max Fleischer animated the thing dog.
The thing dog.
They just said, look, just no hands. That's the trick to the thing dog. Is you go Max Fleischer, no hands.
This little
hashtag thing dog.
Zach King shot right here.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That shot of them coming out of the painting was something that definitely leapt out at me.
It's fun when you can see the reference used in stuff that you watch. It's not so fun when you are the reference that was used, but see the Avengers in-game. Fun trailer, lots of animated characters.
Lots of animated characters. But looking at all these trailers, what are the things that you're excited about that feel new? Like, this is neat.
It's a great question.
But also, they're all very it's CG characters rendered into a real world. They're supposed to look cartoonishly real, I guess. So there's
I mean, I kind of feel like it's like Roger Rabbit almost in that they're not.
They're
Really
like if monsters and characters were in a live action movie.
So that's the thing is, like Roger Rabbit, when Roger Rabbit came out, that was a very new thing to have animated characters in the live action world. It's not a new thing anymore. But the thing that is still charming about Roger Rabbit, aside from the script, direction, acting, and literally everything, music.
The zeitgeist was definitely present in.
Oh yes, the zeitgeist. It was with all of us on IF. The thing about Roger Rabbit that still makes the VFX so endearing and fascinating, and I think actually that translates to modern movies too, is that it's a thing about when you watch a magician do a trick and knowing that it's a trick is the impressive part. Like you have enough information to be able to wonder how they did it, and also to be able to see like the playfulness behind it. Roger Rabbit, it's not just that they were animated characters in a live action movie, it's that they were walking around with live action guns and props.
Yes.
And like spitting water out.
They were touching things, bonking their heads on lamps.
And it's that stuff to where you watch the movie and you're like, it's thrilling to see because it's so much harder than it needed to be. Like so much more difficult than the filmmakers than it needed to be. And therefore it feels more creative and it feels more playful. And I would say, I think this shot here with him coming out of the painting is a fun example of like that overlap of not just having a visual effect and a practical effect, but like having the line between the two be very blurry. It's this dance between the two things that are going on. Like with the wardrobe stuff they've got going on in him here and the makeup and stuff. That's the kind of thing that gets me excited. Looking for, like, when you say a new or exciting visual effect, it's probably the director and me talking, is I'm looking for something that requires all departments that makes me really excited. Whereas if I see something that's like a really cool sim, really cool, like, the stuff we were looking at in Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, really cool, really impressive. Personally, there's not a lot in it that gets me super stoked or excited. It's because it's almost like the lines, it's almost like I want to see a little bit of the trickery. I want to feel a little bit of like the
yeah,
glory,
like Caesar on like one end of a tree that they're trying to drag through a riverbed, and a human is carrying the front end of it, and they're fighting, and you're like,
yeah,
and you have to be like, that would be. They put there are so many obstacles that would make this really hard to do.
But
it's an unremarkable shot in live action. Yeah,
not at all. This is an answer to your question of like what gets me excited. It's like things in here that feel like they took every department in order to pull off.
That's
what
fun.
about you, Hash? Have you seen anything so far?
Gosh, I don't know. I'm like, they're all great. Like the fidelity is the thing that's really leaping out to me about this new wave of VFX, and they're all like pretty good. Like both. Like this movie and even like Twister resisted that. Like there's a new movie like HD, like not HDRI. What am I talking about? Like just overly dynamic ranged images with a rim light kind of thing that movies can have that makes them look modern and slick, but I don't like it. And the Twister trailer is great because it feels like an older movie. Like you have people aren't shiny. They don't have big rim.
Yeah.
Like that shot, you could over dynamic the heck out of it by, bouncing a bunch of stuff. But instead, these are just like nice, clean images that look like how you would go out and shoot them.
Yeah.
And like that image right there, like, there's so much going on in little details, and I love it.
But check out how the camera is having trouble keeping it in frame.
Yeah, Stu says the VFX in this trailer are really great with the integration, the lighting, the atmosphere.
Yeah.
So cool. But anyway, now that we're at this point, I feel like Michael.
We got three more to look at, though.
There's three more. What are they?
First off, there's this one that we can't not talk about, which is just the smartest spot I think we had. It's so smart from just at a pure idea standpoint, but from there's so many layers to this. And the animation, the fact that this is like within the animation industry, within the world as a whole right now in pop culture, like the idea, there's just this whole idea of them messing.
This spot was haunted by the zeitghost, is what you're saying.
It was, and
not the zeitghost. This zeitghost is alive.
So good. It's so good.
Like, you know how hard they had to fight to not show the on-brand logo here is amazing.
I wonder if they were allowed to run this through one for reference, or like I'm watching this and from our experience perspective. How much research were they allowed to do at Illumination in terms of pulling reference for this? Like, what could they feed into it? And anyway,
so great.
It's so funny. All right. The other one, this is the one everyone's been talking about. This was the most watched trailer of all time or something?
Of all time.
You people love your Deadpool.
We're in the world of data.
Hey, it's Ryan Reynolds again.
I think what we've learned from this is that no one wants to see Ryan Reynolds' real face ever. I think that's really the takeaway. And also,
the fact that these folks show up.
See, that's fun.
Hello, Loki. People.
I'd love to know. We can't ask him. Because if the answer is yes, and he's not allowed to say it, I don't want to put him in a position to get in trouble. So I haven't asked him, but I'm curious if our boy Darby Vicento's got anything in here. Who, as we all know, came on our show and showed us how he made the sacred timeline in Loki season 1 and 2.
It's amazing stuff.
Should I talk through this and just find some VFX shots in here? We've got.
Yeah, we just talk through this. Let's just play it at real time so we don't too much time. So obviously, little worlds collapsing here of cinematic universes currently under control of different people.
Whatever's going on here, that's really
okay.
fun.
That is fantastic.
The 20th Century Fox logo just in the desert, like the Statue of Liberty in the first Planet of the Apes movie. It's just amazing.
Very clever, very fun. I have to say, actually, my favorite shot. I have to say it's not of all the trailers. I'm now realizing of all the trailers we saw. You guys are going to find this funny for reasons that I can't say on the show, but it's not. I would say it probably is a visual effects shot, but people wouldn't categorize it as one. But I think the shot design of it is one of the. It's so brilliant. Is this shot right here? This is such a smart, brilliant shot. Good. And perform like it's so funny that no, I'm good. But the way that you reveal Wolverine with this right here, whenever they come up with this shot, I don't know if the previs guy came up with this. I don't know if like a storyboardist I don't know if they came up with it on the day, but you deserve a percentage of the grosses because it's phenomenal.
Look at that.
Such a good shot.
A nice nice little title here. Got the two favorite Warren Materials style title here.
Warren Materials? Like Warren Buffett?
Warren Beatty, actually. Big into typology.
Materials. Yeah, so it's all Dick Tracy related. So yeah, we got A Quiet Place Day one. That's a cool shot. I don't know how much is practical, how much digital, but that's a cool shot.
That is.
You always wonder when you have a stunt like that. Like, did they have to do a head replacement on the actor? Did the actor do the stunt?
Well, it's
how much of that smoke and glass?
So that could easily be a stunt.
That could
performer.
Be full stunt, perfect. Yeah,
and I'm sure it's sweetened, but like you got rubber glass blown out, which
you could do. Yeah, you could do a practical version of that looks perfectly like that.
Yeah.
Look at this wildness.
Oh, I like that one. Car. That car just launching.
It reminds me of War of the Worlds, where the cars just start flying through the air. And
yes, that is 100% what it reminded me of.
I love those shots from War. From War, everyone calls it War. It's a good cast too. I'm excited about that one.
Yes.
All right, so listen, Michael, we got an hour and 15 left. What are these people?
Should we bring out the timer to make sure we keep on track?
I mean, we can. If you want to give us less time than ever to make us recreate one of these incredibly complicated shots from the Super Bowl spot. This is the big superb owl spot. What are you thinking, Michael? What are you going to assign us? And are you going to assign us different ones or the same?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I think that's what we should do. Like it feels like we should have. Well, I don't know. Gosh, what is more fun? I was imagining we had different ones, and we would work on that for the rest of the show. Like you'd work on one and I would work on another.
Let's do different ones. Let's do different ones. Yeah. So we've got an hour and some left. So we can do a 20-minute timer and probably get 6 different shots done out in the show. So Seth do one, Hashi do one for 20 minutes. And then, I mean, that works out math wise.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see here. If you go back to the trailer from If, there's one shot where the floor is being weird, and I would love to see one of you recreate the floor being weird.
That's this shot right here.
Where's that?
I have that one. I'm sharing now. If you need.
Hashi's done a tutorial on this.
Yep. So Seth should do that.
Damn it!
And you're only allowed to use CC card wipe.
I mean,
and Hashi, I want to see you do a tornado. I think you might be able to adapt the technique you used to do the drone.
It's true. Like, is the condition that it's not a stock tornado? It's a generated.
Yes.
I want to see a generated tornado.
And you can only use CC card wipe.
Just CC card wipe. Perfect.
And now, I want the tornado to be able to punch people. Can the tornado be able to punch people?
But no, I want you to make a tornado. Punch. I want you to make a tornado. I don't care if you use Pyro and Cinema 4D or After Effects tricks or adapting your drone tutorial. Which the link for that, by the way, is in the chat. If you want to see Hashi make a drone from Ryan the Last Dragon, it's an amazing tutorial. You should watch it after this episode if you haven't seen it yet. But yes, Hashi make a tornado. Seth, make the floor be weird. That's what I would like to see.
All right,
for our first 20-minute timer.
20-minute timer, okay.
20-minute timer,
so in 20-minute timers, I'm going to go all After Effects for that.
All right.
Okay, I think I'm sharing. All right. So to create a tornado here, I do have.
Started so to create a tornado.
Let's see. I did grab some stock footage.
Did you grab any that looks like Ryan Reynolds running across a floor?
No, but I can call him real quick and see if he'll just film us.
I forgot we did that on a show. Did we tell people we were doing that on a show?
I think we hinted what we were doing.
Okay.
And it was our Adam Project episode.
That's right.
We put out, I DM'd Ryan to see if he wanted to join the stream. And at some point I got the ... like typing back. And then we were all like, what? And then they disappeared. And then right at the end of the show, someone joined. But we realized it was because when I was shuffling to try to show the DM, like I showed the link on screen. And so anyone with it could have
who it was,
hopped right into our... I don't remember, actually.
It was Darby Vicento himself.
It was Darby? Yeah. Awesome.
Created his own account. A separate account as Ryan Reynolds.
Flawless.
So, in fact, one of the films you saw a trailer for does not star Ryan Reynolds. It stars Darby Vicento. I won't say which. So, I think I'm going to go find some stock footage, and I think I can pull up art list here. I'm going to go look for, let's say, Ryan Reynolds running across a floor. I mean, technically, if they're running, it's kind of assumed they're running across the floor. Look at all these stock footage of Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, look, here's both. Here's a person running after a... This is pretty good. It sucks.
See, that's the shot from Inception Nolan didn't use because that character got cut. That was Bobby McConaughey's son, or nephew he was leaving behind. And
look how ambitious
got
these...
cut from the film.
Look at these dynamic shots from
this
our list. What the heck?
What shoot was this for? Where like this LaCroix truck is driving around the Interstellar set.
See, like,
you got some good shots here. Oh, hello, Colin Blake who is in England. Hello, sir.
This one could be pretty good. And like, what's going to be funny about these ones is that they're like, it's very sunny on the ground near this truck, and so like sky replacement and stuff like that is going to look.
It's always sunny in Interstellar.
Kind of goofy.
Okay. Again, tornado weather is it is kind of goofy.
It's weird. It is weird. Okay.
Right off the bat, this clip that I think could work. I'm going to put it in regular speed because slow motion is.
That's what I was just thinking about. This is that these are all in stock mo speed. Okay, which one do we like better? Do we audience
driving towards a tornado?
Driving. Yeah, this one feels more accomplishable in this amount of time.
Yeah, do that one.
So let's quickly grab this. I'm going to speed ramp it to try to figure out how fast this really was. Let's try time stretching this to 30%.
Michael Powlack is asking, is the twister sucking up the hallway carpet squares? Yes, and it's putting the red ones down in some spots, the green ones, the yellow ones, and the blue ones, and then there's a weird little spinner thing.
Okay, I am going to...
Game twister.
Let's see, what is this? Oh, and it's at 25 frames a second, of course.
Yeah, mine too. What's
I'm going to...
English.
I'm going to convert it since I'm time sampling.
Colin Blake made all of these stock shots. That's why they're 25 frames per second. The lovely UK PAL frame rate.
Our UK pal.
Colin Blake, our pal.
Well done. Okay, so I'm going to re-render this out. Truck plate. What do I want it as? I want it as a...
Smart.
ProRes. I know it out. I know I'm converting an MP4 to a ProRes file.
It makes After Effects work faster. For those of you who are unaware of why I just said that, MP4 is a compressed codec that does not have full information for every frame of the video. Sometimes it'll be a full frame every second or more or less, depending on the settings of the MP4. But what it means is After Effects does not have full frame data for the vast majority of the frames. So what happens is you have a full frame, and then you have motion vectors, basically, and some other extra little information between them as it tries to morph, basically, from frame to frame. That's how MP4s do their compression. So After Effects, which works on every pixel for every frame all the time, has to decode that MP4 and rebuild the video every time you're previewing something with an MP4. So if you want to work faster in After Effects and you're working with MP4s, if you convert it to ProRes first, then your work time in After Effects will be faster overall.
Nice.
So we've got a tracking break going on.
Tracking break.
I realized
Okay,
we were both tracking during that.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, it's perfect. So while that tracks, I'm going to go to PX here and try to grab a,
You're looking for a dark sky?
Hey, Robert,
stormy sky?
Can we move over a little
Dark
bit?
Sky Farm. Robert Patrick, man.
Please, Robert. Okay.
Plenty of these are probably totally fine. It's being finicky. I like this sky the most.
Come on, floor's right there. Just give me
Okay, download original as guest. Save that in our little elements folder.
Our little elements.
Cloudy. Okay, I'm going to need to open up. Oh man, I forgot about what we were doing last week because I made progress on that during this week.
Good.
Okay, I'm opening up my cloudy plate in Photoshop real quick because I want to.
Because I want to.
Yeah, because I want to. I want. Crud! I don't know what I'm doing now. Really, I wanted a full shot of just the sky or whatever.
Give me just the sky, and you're
I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna say, erase these power lines and foreground trees.
Erase them. Eraser.
It's gonna work.
12 minutes and 45 seconds.
Whose stupid idea was the timer? Who made the timer?
Okay, we've got a full. Okay, here's a full sky looking thing. Okay, let's collapse that down. We'll save this cloudy with a chance of Photoshop. See if this is all tracked nicely. Did it track? Oh geez, it says it tracked, but how much of the truck did it grab the whole time? Did it grab none of the atmosphere and it just grabbed the truck? You silly plate, you. What the heck?
If you make the tracking points larger, does it show any of them anywhere?
This is bleak. This is
you may
bleak.
need to mask out that truck and then pre-comp it and then track that.
Curses. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate. Actually, what did I duplicate? Whatever. I can pre-compose. I should save this project.
Just real quick, do you need to camera track it, or could you track a cloud in the sky?
I could just track the cloud onto it.
Could you track a cloud in the sky?
With Spot Clone Tracker's new tracker only mode, it would be a fun chance to use that.
Spot Tracker's new cloud tracker, Storm Tracker, and
anyone who lives in the South
Storm Tracker. Remember when it was called Storm Tracker 2000? Neil Orn walking me through the Storm
I really probably could, huh?
Wait, do you get Michael? What are you closest to? Like, what local news do you get?
I don't, because we don't have TV. Okay. We had cut the cable a long time ago.
No, but what did you like? I guess
Nashville.
Yeah,
it was Nashville.
So you had Neil Orn and that crew.
I believe you, but again, I never had.
I don't own a television.
No, we don't tell it. We just.
I'm glad
we're plugged into Disney and Hulu and Netflix.
I needed to take a break from social media. I need to take a break from social media as the new I don't own a TV. I get people need to do it for their mental health, and I applaud it, I support it, but I make fun of it too. Not for mental health. Never mind. I've said weird stuff today's episode, guys. Weird stuff.
Too much bourbon in your coffee
and you guys
this morning?
Just let me. You don't stop. You don't stop me. You don't. It's your fault.
This is a safe space. VFX and Chill is a safe space.
This live stream we do for our corporate employer is a safe space. Let's see.
Speaking of our corporate employer, for those who aren't aware, last month there was an update released for Spot Clone Tracker, which is what Hashi is currently using, that takes away all the cloney parts and gives you all the tracky stuff. And it lets you make a null object that's named for whatever parameters you've chosen to get the track data from. It's just a really easy way to get that fast tracking data that it makes and give it to you in a usable way for VFX to work. So, well, yeah, it's because Spot Clone Tracker tracks so much faster than After Effects native point tracker does, and for it to be able to get that data, I used to use Spot Clone Tracker for it all the time, but I'd have to use some tricks to get at the data. And now it just says, "Oh, you would like the data?
Yeah,
here."
So you add Spot Clone Tracker to something like that. You say you want the tracker only. You get this right here. So I want I think this is always visible. This little distinct region of clouds. Obviously, the more pixels you include there, the more tracking it's doing. But I'm just going to say, let's try there. Let's let that play. Oops, I forgot to... Oh, down here, you can see your export options. So we have export position, scale, and rotation. So it's just tracking that through.
And it's going faster than the After Effects user interface can refresh at.
You can see that it's still showing the first frame because it's all the way out here already.
That was the problem with both Kingpin Tracker and Spot Clone Tracker. They track faster than After Effects can keep up with, so they have to kind of just like work for tracking in the effect control panel.
All right. So as you can see, what we've got here is that I'm going to say export position, export rotation. I'll try scale. Why not? And I'll just say create a null. And now I have this null right here. Look at that. That moves and rotates with the background right there.
And notice what that null is named.
It's named Spot Clone Tracker Null 1 with P, S, and R.
So if you rename the Spot Clone Tracker effect, so to be named after the element you're tracking, your null will be named the element you're tracking, and then it'll tell you whether it's position, scale, or rotation that you tracked. All right, 7 minutes and 50 seconds to go to make your tornado, Hashi. And Seth, to make your floor flip.
Floor flip.
I can make your floor flip.
Ooh, ooh, ah, ooh, ooh, ah.
We're writing a pop song right now, folks.
Yeah, it's written. Hit it.
It'll be in your young people's TikToks before you know.
Wicked.
Unless we sign with Universal.
Why
Records,
didn't he say you just got wicked after killing everyone? It's because he would say it a lot. It's because it would just get redundant. That's probably the reason.
It would be like
I don't
remember the exact phrase, but there was a whatchamacallit, a Nightmare Before Christmas sequel game. But they kind of ran out of money, and it was like Jack Skellington. Every time you used his attack, like his punch move, he would say like Soul Crusher.
Oh, wow!
All right.
Well, I think he should have said that, like as he snuffs someone's life flame out, he could say, "Like a candle, you've been wicked." It'd be great.
Snuff someone's life flame out.
Oof.
What a
I was trying to tie it into the candle thing I was about to say.
Okay, so here we go. So now I have a sky replacement using Spot Clone.
So you do.
I do. So now I've got we got 5 minutes to create a tornado? No problem.
Wait, how did you get the truck keyed out?
It's magic. Magic
truck maker.
The truck is actually not keyed out.
I see that.
Happens kind of look. But
we'll come back to that.
Yeah,
you 6 minutes and 10 seconds.
Yeah, that'll be a last minute thing. We're just going to go over here and we're going to say layer. No, we'll do a no composition. We're going to try to work small. We're going to make a 1080 by 1080 thing. We're going to say new solid. And then we're going to add a VR fractal noise to it, like this.
The reason Hashi is using this VR fractal noise is that it becomes spherical or cylindrical nicely.
We're going to do cylinder.
It tiles.
The cylinder reacts to a camera, which is kind of cool. So I can move the camera out. Then I can even tell the camera to have a very low zoom. So if I zoom it in like this, I could... I'll just do the distortion manually, whatever. Okay.
Probably a good choice.
So yeah, check this out. If you go to cylinder and do the rotation on it, If I rotate it around Y, there are no seams. Cool, huh? So let's just say add time. Oops, I'm going to add an expression to this. Oops. Time times 180. How slow is that? Whoops. Not too much. It's supposed to be far away, right? Okay, that's maybe interesting. Okay, so that's doing that, and I need its evolution to evolve at some speed too. Let's try time times 40. Okay, so now the patterns on it are changing a little bit. Let's transform the shape of the actual noise down a little bit to like here, and then we will the subsettings. Can you? I can't remember if you can offset the turbulence in ratio or whatever in here. It looks like no. Shucks. Okay, so I'm going to do that. 4 minutes left. Okay, so we're gonna get drastic here. Let's go fast box blur. We'll do a horizontal fast box blur. Okay, so it looks a little bit weirder. And then I'm going to take this whole thing and I'm going to say layer precompose. We'll call this the tornado base. Oh, and the camera's got to go with it, huh? Craziness. Okay. So we've got this tornado base. I'm going to try this. Try adding some chromatic displacement to it with the chroma spread turned down, using itself as the thing. I don't want that softened. I want this. What did I think this was going to do? I'm getting too much of a... Oh, there we go. Displace X. I'm trying to blur out the brighter pixels more so that there's this perceptible, like, multiple levels to it. I don't know. And then we're just going to take the whole thing and we're going to say, 2 minutes? Jeez.
And 2.5.
Let's do
that's
this.
better. Thanks.
Just do a little right down. Okay. So we've got that. And then I'm going to make a new solid right here that has fractal noise on it that is evolving real fast. Time times 100. I'm going to create this little shape with a mask right here. And then I'm going to say roughen edges. Roughen them this much. We're going to turn the scale down, and the sharpness down. Oh, actually, we're going to do 2 roughen edges. We're going to do 1 roughen edges up top that has a large scale and less feather, a smaller border. Oops. Oh, no. Okay, that does that, and then I want another roughen edges that and decimates that a little bit more. And both of these need some, goodness gracious, just add time times 120. Okay, there's that one, and evolution time times... It's too fast. Whoops, I spelled time WIMT. Something happened there. Let's. How are we there already? Oh, geez, this is no good.
No good at all. I got nowhere.
Ugh, I feel the same way. That was frustrating.
You didn't get nowhere. You got like the foundation built for both those shots. Like Hashi, you've got a tornado mostly happening, and Seth, you've got tracking done, floor done, rotoscoping done. Like you're both good way there. You want to add an extra 5 minutes and finish it up?
I wish you were in charge of all the poor VFX artists who had to make shots for the Super Bowl. You did your best. You did good.
Oh my gosh, that is great. They're gonna love it. You know what? You know what? If they don't like these chips after this,
they're stupid.
Yeah. What's the verdict? Do we want to make good on?
I don't know. What do you
doing?
What do you want, man? What do you want?
I think a little 5 minutes wouldn't hurt.
I don't think I'm going to be able to get mine somewhere, but I'd like to see where you get yours.
Well, you keep going, Seth. You've got stuff happening.
I can't figure out how to
take 5 more minutes.
Something.
Hit the 5 minute button.
No.
Hit the 5 minute button.
You hit the 5 minute button.
Okay, what did I call this? Okay, I feel like I'm getting VFX and chill deja vu about
what?
You coming in here and trying to create Twister and getting to a really similar point that just kind of looked like garbage.
Well, it was Stu's episode, right? Didn't we make Tornado?
Probably. That sounds right.
I made a tornado once.
Some of the best ways to do it is to use stock footage. It's also to grab go to Uncrate and grab a still of a tornado and then just puppet the thing with some particles and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it looks cool what you're doing. It's getting there.
And then I would attach it to the sky. Let's see. Now that I can see kind of what the camera is doing.
That's tracking with the horizon really nicely too.
Yeah. If you want to see the episode with Stu, who worked on the original Twister, you can end a bunch of other famous films. After this episode is over, the link is in the chat.
One of my favorite eps, and also one of my favorite promos we made for an episode, and one of my favorite thumbnails we've ever made. The thumbnail,
Stu's head rolling across the road like the house in Twister.
I love that thumbnail. That thumbnail feels like a freaking banner you'd see on a streaming service or something. Like you'd see it right at the top, like, oh man, the latest episode's got to be insane. They cut off Stu's head. Giant House Stew version. Giant House Stew is. Never mind.
Giant House Stew.
Yeah, it's delicious.
Justin Leduc says that they are on a plane right now, but decided to pay for the onboard Wi-Fi just to watch this show. So you better make this $23.99 worth it. What airline?
VFX and Chill. VFX and Chill Airlines. It's our fault. I don't know why we charge for them to watch the show on the flight, and we offer such unreliable, flight.
Applying a little bit of
you got 2 minutes and 45 seconds.
Gradient ramp, so I can do the subtle groundy colors there, and then
I love Universe Gradient Ramp. I use it all the time because it's got those little controls that you want out of the real gradient ramp.
That noise, Hosh, is too sharp for me. I feel like it's the contrast on it's too high.
Yeah,
you don't ask me for notes. Sorry, I'm just invested.
No, I agree with you there.
Oh, hey, look at that. Holy shit.
There we go.
Sorry.
Look,
I forgot what you were doing. That's nice.
What I usually like to do is I start with a base noise pattern that'll sort of drive stuff, but it's not supposed to be what ends up really coloring and contrasting the thing. But right now it's doing too much in it.
This is my Mind Flayer tutorial where I make everybody go through do Tropcode DAO and these particle simulations and all this extensive little detailed noise, and then I make them blur it and basically throw basically use it as a mat or something. It's the biggest waste of resources, but
it's a great tutorial though. It's that tutorial is one of my favorites. It looks crap. Oh my gosh, it looks amazing in 2 seconds tutorials.
Yeah, it's fun for that reason.
The link for that, if you all want to watch it, it's one of my favorites tutorials Seth's done. It's in the chat.
Thanks, pal.
Whoops.
Hashi, what happens? Is it a stupid idea to do horizontal and vertical blur separate and do like horizontal blur a little stretch here and vertical? That's probably stupid. Never mind.
No, I like where you're going with that. I'm trying to give this some
shape, some separation from.
I don't know. Yeah, something, but
I don't think you need the separation, my man.
No, this is definitely something that I would love to
commit to her.
I've got to go back and to figure out how to.
There's a comment in the chat from I don't know how to pronounce it name something Nana. Anyway, yes, there's not a lot of viewers maybe on the channel you're watching on, but this show is streaming on multiple channels. We're on the Max On Training Team YouTube channel, the Max On YouTube channel, and the Red Giant YouTube channel. The Red Giant channel is where most of the conversation in the chat happens. So if you're hearing us respond to conversations like the one from Justin Leduc, and you're like, hey, I don't see that in the chat, well, that's probably because it's coming from the chat on one of the other channels.
Oh my God, a Predator tornado.
Yeah. Predator tornado. Yeah, that's
20 seconds. 20 seconds. We've made a Predator tornado, a Predator Twister mashup, and I'm here for it.
What do I want? I mean, I could do.
Get to the Doppler.
Do more.
Nailed it.
Again, those of you who are not in Tornado Alley,
I'll do those.
So sorry for these tornadoes.
Edge sharpness 0 and stretch the width.
You blew up.
There
man.
we go.
You blew up.
Michael Palick wants you to flop the twister so it's in contrast with the road direction. Hashi,
I gotta tell you, you did a great YouTube thumbnail.
Hey, there we go.
It's actually not bad at all.
No, like considering it was made in like 20 minutes, that's fantastic.
I think that.
Why did I use fractal noise instead of CC ball action? I was thinking that all the way up until
CC ball action
got here.
I mean, you could
CC ball action.
You don't have to choose between them.
You can do
both.
You could.
Okay, there we go. There's my high definition. Oi. Okay. This I think is more successful than the episode of The Stew, at least.
It 100% is, like 500%. And in fact, I think if you spent the rest of the episode on this, you could get this thing to like a shockingly great place.
But we're not doing that. So
we're not. Okay. So next.
I think the next time, this next one, we should do some of the titles from the trailers, because titles are an important part, and motion graphics are a huge deal. And so I think I would like to see us do a couple of titles. The Wicked title, although I would prefer you to do
wickedly talented Adele.
I would love you to do some better kerning on it. So I'd like one of you to do the Wicked title, one of you to do the Deadpool title. That I think procedural grunginess on the edges would be a fun technique to show off in a 15 or 20 minute timer.
Ooh, you got to sign it, Michael.
Seth do Wicked, Hashi do Deadpool.
I will get wicked.
Get wicked. All right. So I'm going to save a new project here. We're going to call this Deadpool text. Okay. Let's see. So if we want reference here, Seth, here is this. Let me.
Seth's got it. You don't need to worry about.
You got it.
He's got it.
Thanks.
You need just worry about your pools of dead.
He's looking out for me. He loves me.
Deadpool.
Wicked.
Where was? I saw it. There it was. Okay, so Deadpool.
Alonso Perez Yaksik says their dream is one day the stream will be in 4K so they can see the settings and the effects better.
My dream is to be able to broadcast it square so we can like stack our screens like Mario Kart style and just freaking, play.
Justin Leduc's dream is to stand right behind Hashi for 2 hours every Friday.
Wait, right behind? Why? What do you want to do to him?
I assume look over his shoulder.
All right. Am I just going to say that? Just say Deadpool just so I can figure out a match?
Don't worry about matching fonts. Worry about the technique of getting it to look that way.
Wrong.
Seth.
Always worry about matching fonts.
No. You will spend 10 minutes trying to find a font that's close enough.
I'm sorry. You think I'll spend 10 minutes trying to find it?
Yes. The focus should be on the technique of getting the look, not how to pick a font.
Well, that's insulting to me that you think I would take 10 minutes to find it.
You would be agonizing over how the W looks. I did find it, by the way,
but I don't like it. I don't like it's based on the theater version, so I'm gonna. Yeah. They've made it more compressed and condensed, and I am going to. I think I have something that
I feel like this is a little cartoonier, but it's honestly the closest I've seen so far.
I mean,
my little library.
Since we're picking our own fonts, you can make it say whatever you want too. Jason Murphy wants it to say John Wick, which would be amazing.
Yeah. Thanks. You missed our incredible John Wick.
Yeah.
Running joke.
Okay, I'll use Great Lakes.
Whole thing earlier. Michael Palak wants to smell Hashi's hair. Anyway.
By the way, that was, I don't know why I'm being extra aggressive this episode. I feel like I am. I do love all of you. This is how I love. I love through scathing, brilliant comedy.
What am I doing? We're doing, we've got two inner bevels, and the inner bevels are the thingies. Okay. So I don't like to dive into like the legit parts of the text thing. I like to work destructively forward. So like I like to have a base comp like this, and then basically start throwing that into newer and newer things. And so you're all sourcing this one. So like there's a pre-comp mode instead of reference mode. Mm-hmm. But we'll try it out. We'll try this. So we're going to try, I've got Deadpool here as one. And just for fun, I'm going to go generate fill, red, and then I'm going to make another duplicate of it. And then on this one, I'm going to add a little matte choker to it and see if I turn the softness down, but the choke up, I get a slightly thinner version of it. And I know I could use the text tool for this, so I'm not going to. And I'm going to say, I just want to add some kind of what am I trying to do?
What are you trying to do?
I thought that I was adding a matte choker to this, and I didn't add enough softness to my. There we go. I'm trying to add a top narrower copy, and then another one like this, so you can get a bit of fake depth on the letter there. And I don't know if I should go off of a. Goodness, my brain completely froze for a second. All right, what I'm trying to do is I want several selections. I want the wide letters. I want the slightly narrower letters, and I also want a selection that is basically the edge there. So I'm going to create several different things.
From you too?
From what?
Don't worry about it. I'm making a dumb joke.
From you too.
Yeah,
I'd never heard someone put the emphasis on
you too.
You too.
Like it
sounded like a Pokemon.
You too. Yeah. Why did that come off like an accent? Oh no. All right.
Okay, so we'll call that narrow. We'll call this wide, and then we'll create another one that is in between. So layer.
I wonder if saying positive things about YouTube gooses the algorithm, because I love YouTube. YouTube is great. YouTube is wonderful.
They have the best streaming services, options, and the best monetization program around. Creators first.
Creators first.
Okay, I'm going to use one of my favorite things that I learned from you, Michael, which is just
you too?
When you have an object, you can use Vegas if you want to do a stroke on the alpha. Oh, yeah. Though,
stroke on the alpha.
I wonder if... okay, bear with me. I'm going to try some Universe Ecto.
Yes.
It's a silly idea, because Ecto usually is to do something like this, wow,
no, I love Ecto.
Or whatever. But what it's doing is it's creating a fractal on the edge of this thing. Indeed. So if I'm using it to create a fractal on the edge of the thing, if I turn down the distortion amount to 0,
turn down for what?
Just like that. Turn down the size.
That song is relevant again since the Super Bowl.
It is. Music video directed by Daniels.
Oh yeah.
They should be allowed to direct more some movies based on that.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay. So now I'm making a track mat out of this, so I can add. Now I have this edge right here, and I think what was it in the other one? It's
you know what's funny? My taste, like
shadowed.
The second I bring this in just for reference, just like to have the base layer, I'm like, I like the 2D version better. I just want to do that.
Let's do that.
That's my taste.
In the VFX and chill colors.
Yeah.
I would like to point out, Seth, that it has been almost 8 minutes, and you've just been fussing around fonts the whole time as predicted.
Because I was like, I'm not going to use the original font, and then I was like, no, I'm going to. I found it in 30 seconds, and you told me to stop looking, so I didn't download it. So then I went for a font, and I also like that you're like, hey, recreate these titles, but don't worry about fonts. Which, what? What
the technique of the smoke, the beveling, the
easy
look
part.
of it.
The actual type design is the artistry. All right.
Okay, I'm going to turn up the distortion again on Ecto here. And what that's doing, look, it's taking the solid glow and multiplying a fractal through it, so I get more of this. But I'm kind of getting the inverse of what I want. Wait, is this all additive? Internal blend, multiply. And blend mode overall, maybe multiply. Wait, what am I doing? I thought that would do it. No. Okay. Shoot, what am I doing? Let's see.
What am I doing with my life?
Color. Source. No. Oh, this is messy. I'm going to invert it. I'm going to invert it and then set its whole blending mode to multiply. And turn off the fill. So it's just white to begin with. Spider-Man, turn off the fill. Oh, why doesn't that do it either?
Saying Spider-Man off the fill, why doesn't it?
No, I felt like I was getting close for a second. Why did?
Well, I thought you were using it as a mat track or set, and just trying to get the luminance out of it. I mean, all you need is luminance one way or the other. It could be white or black. Right. It really doesn't matter.
Okay, so now let's make a new. Let's do a solid. Let's do the stupid fractal noise. It is set to very small.
Jason Murphy says that they still use layer styles for
low contrast
effects and After Effects.
That's fine. Layer styles friggin' rule.
Well, the problem with layer styles is that they render separately from the effect stack. So they'll override whatever effects you've got in there. I had that issue recently on a project I was working on where I was taking files someone had made in Photoshop and making them animated for a big. It doesn't matter why, and I was like, why is this fill effect not doing anything? Because I wanted to take the design and put it in a different color scheme for a different section of the event. And I was like, this fill effect, it does nothing. I was like, oh, stupid freaking layer styles. They'll trip you up.
Okay.
Well, the order of rendering, you got effects, masks, layer styles, like it matters. Which one renders first? And you don't think about it, offhand, but it really does matter. Wow, Hashi, that's already getting somewhere. From where it was a second ago.
Jeez, yeah, I don't know why. This is all I wanted. See, I was trying to make the Ecto darker so it would do a little bit of a inner bevel like that. And then on this wide base one, we're going to do a sweep, light sweep. And then I'm going to widen that out. And then I'm going to go look at the edge intensity. So now I'm adding a bit of...
I'm going to go look at Bono. I'm going to look at...
Okay, Okay, where am I getting anywhere with this? I don't know.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to not grab stock for grunge, but okay. So if I'm not grabbing stock for grunge, we're going to grab a white solid, and we're going to say fractal noise. Again, this is all going to be fractal noise, basically. We're going to go in here. We're going to turn the contrast real high, and the brightness really high, so we just get little things like that.
Have you considered using different versions of it, like Terrain or any of those other ones?
That's a good point. How about, let's see what Terrain looks like. If I turn the darkness down. Okay, we got Terrain.
It kind of gives a chunky, blocky look almost.
Whoops. That's
Justin Leduc has a couple of comments while you're working on that. First, he says he's never watched Twister, but does anyone ever say, that's no storm, that's a tornado, and don't get it twisted? He feels that would be a dope one-liner. But then he says, no other stream will have funny anecdotes about AE layer styles, and that's why I tune in. This show needs to be more popular. And we agree.
We agree. Leave your comments for how to make the show more popular below, and we'll be sure to address them.
It looks like Seth is also using fractal noise over there. Seth, are you making smoke with fractal noise?
I am. I like the look of that smoke, and I think
it does. It does have a nice look. Oh yeah, because you inverted your fractal noise there, which does give a nice little smoky look.
You make it dynamic and invert it, and it becomes really misty and smoky. It's cool.
So good.
Nice. I don't remember what I was going for. Oh,
I was really hoping to do a nice little trick with fractal noise to get the smoke because it's so beautiful.
There are some fun, if you're looking to do some cool organic smoky effects with fractal noise, I think the Captain Marvelous tutorial has
Marvelous?
Like a... I'm looking for my gradient ramp, my universe gradient ramp, so I can multiply it. I think it has a very an organic energy or smoke or something like that. That's all just fractal noise based.
Yeah, the Captain Marvel tutorial is basically a love letter to how useful fractal noise effect in After Effects is. And for those interested and want to watch it after the episode, which I highly recommend if you haven't seen it, the link for that is in the chat.
Okay, I'm using a little bit of universe gradient because you can add a gradient to your existing effects, but choose a blend mode under it, so I can use it to kind of create this blending, so it's the bottom of this more than the top here.
Oh, yeah.
And then I can duplicate the whole thing. I'm going to make this one I'm going to actually turn this to normal mode. I'm going to invert this ramp, reverse colors, put stuff up at the top of the letters, and then I'm going to, on this instance, I'm going to do an extract instead of a blending mode. So I can extract the brightest stuff. There it is. Look at that.
I'm looking and I'm seeing
little chunks. Decide how far to let the chipped away metal go on the letter face. Maybe something like that. Okay, and then maybe now I could do a little bit of blending mode stuff with this. You know what I'll do is I'll just do a little bit of a colorize. I don't know. Okay, that's that one. So we'll do text 1 and text 2. Let's put an A before these. Text A1 and text A2. And now if I duplicate them both. Oh, shoot.
Text 8
Can't do this wrong. Gosh, B1. And then I'll duplicate this one and I'll call it B2.
3 minutes and 40 seconds.
Okay, so here we're going to switch this to saying, and
nice.
Then we'll come to here, and in this instance, we'll go find what yellow.
It is.
What's
yellow,
our show?
Yes.
FFD 400 color swatch. So that gets pretty dark. Let's see if. Is this also playing into it? FFD 400. I've just given away our patented color yellow, Seth.
that no one could have potentially color picked.
What did I do?
You had it right for a second, then you clicked on something. I wasn't paying attention.
That's why I'm so confused as to what I clicked on that killed the color.
And Justin LeDuc says they're getting some in real life turbulent displacement right now. No cap. I assume they're referring to their airplane upon which they are currently boarded.
The plane's going to go
in which
down
they are wearing
on the show.
in which they're wearing no hat, as is my understanding.
Well, you're not supposed to wear any hats on airplanes.
Naturally.
Is that a thing?
Safety hazard. No, it's not a thing.
Oh.
It could have been.
You've flown somewhat recently, have you not?
Yeah, that's why I was like, what are you talking about? I wear hats all the time.
Yeah, but I did not listen to the inboard directions. Okay, and then the and is just like...
This sucks. I hate it.
It's like
you got
SF
2 minutes.
Pro.
I hate this a lot.
Bold. No, it might actually just be like Arial. Oh shoot! Is my font stretched? Is my layer
Doesn't
stretched?
matter about fonts. I hate Hash. It doesn't matter. Fonts don't matter. Remember what Michael told us.
Ooh, what the heck?
I wanted to focus.
All along. Jeez Louise. Okay.
Jason Murphy says only the pilots are allowed to wear hats, like judges and wigs.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
I'm making a title from like 1997, and it's great.
Tonight we're making time.
Well, I guess we're going to have to slap VHS over top of it.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Okay, a minute left. Is it centered or left aligned? The Deadpool and Wolverine.
Left aligned.
It's that and the and sticks out kind of.
Yeah, I noticed it.
Oh yeah, the and is red.
I just saw what you're doing.
Well, there is some speculation that it's going to be Deadpool and blank, and that blank is going to be changed for different trailers depending on which character they're talking about that is going to be in the film.
Oh, I mean, it's Wolverine.
So much work.
That is the big one.
Oh, I see what you're doing.
Oh my gosh.
Here we go.
Sorry. What? What?
10, 5,
New
4,
null object.
3.
I'm going to connect these all to the null object. Almost.
We did it.
Did it.
I didn't do anything.
I was going to do.
Yes, you did.
Do a standard
Got smoke happening.
Right, play. Oh, come on. These are... Oh, I should just... It's trying to calculate these for every frame. Freeze frame. There we go.
All right. So
Dude, not bad.
It looks right, doesn't it?
I like it, Seth.
Yeah.
Look at yours. Yeah, mine look. Yeah, yours looks definitely. It all makes sense thematically. Mine, yeah, it's a thing. It happened.
And you got the smoke, which is what I was really hoping you would get. You got.
It's
great.
Okay. If you look at it, it's clearly like a Houdini sim or something they're doing there.
Or Pyro in Cinema 4D now.
Yeah. What?
Probably use Pyro in Cinema 4D for that one.
Oh, they said pirated
did.
Cinema 4D.
Yeah.
But you could do it in After Effects, and it's not bad.
Yeah. That's
it
the
works.
VFX and chill motto.
Justin LeDuc says since they're on a plane, they had to hide their screen while the bomb zoomed in and exploded.
Okay, so.
Hashi, I like what you're doing. There you go.
No,
all right,
VFX and Wolverine is what it should say.
VFX and Wolverine.
They were not together on his origin story movie very well. Glad to see they're back together.
So glad.
Y'all ready for your last one of the show?
I don't.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Well, here's the great thing for you, Seth. You already have the footage you need for the shot I'm going to suggest.
Okay.
I just don't know if you'll be able to find it, but you do have it. So
is it Tony and Beyonce? I just don't have the Beyonce side.
Don't have Beyonce. That's too bad.
Yeah.
So no, you remember when you did the crawling out of the TV effect
we both
a while
did.
back? Yeah.
Yeah.
I would love to see you work on someone coming out of a painting, like in that shot from the Imaginary Friends movie from If, where he comes out of, or Ryan Reynolds comes out of that painting. I think that would be fun to do. And Hashi, I would love to see you make a person in a bubble from a Wicked trailer.
Person in a bubble.
Yes, please.
Hashi,
I especially would like focus on making that bubble look as beautiful as it does in the trailer.
Any chance you can unarchive that week, Hashi?
I'm sure that I could. Let's see. 1 second. We got.
What episode was that? I just remember you doing it.
It was in October of 20.
It was like the Ring or something.
Yeah, it was like a Halloween episode. I was at Adobe Max, so I was.
Oh, you were?
Yeah, I was borrowing Simon Walker's HDMI cable so I could see what I was doing.
Wow, back when we used to like go to conferences and stuff.
What year was it?
October of 22. Oops, I'm in our current VFX and Chill folder, not the VFX and Chill backup folder. Goodness. Let's see, VFX and Chill.
Tricks and Treats with a Timer, October 21st.
That sounds right. October 21st.
28th was Valentina.
Let's see, Too Fast, Too Spooky.
Maybe so.
Footage. Here's Hashi TV. Here.
Perfect. Because mine, I'm climbing out the window.
I don't remember if I had a plate for that.
I swear, I put it in the footage folder.
Oh, Seth Cuthbert. Oh, yeah, here we are. Okay. Too Fast, Too Spooky. It is going to be on unarchiving in a moment.
For those asking, we have a shared Dropbox, but Hashi will, to save our space and things, Hashi will regularly archive onto his own hard drives. Well, you're archiving on your... Never mind. Don't worry about it.
Doesn't matter. We'll figure it all out. All right. It's unarchiving now.
Thank you.
It's got about 30 seconds left. Do we want to talk strategy?
Do I have a 30-second timer for it? No.
See, now it's going faster.
Strategy. Well, so you're doing person in a bubble. That means you're going to be using CC Sphere probably to do the inside and outside with a with a bubbly texture sheen. And you're going to have to make the person look like are they hovering in the bubble or are they standing in it?
Let's have a look. Let's have a look at the trailer.
In the trailer, they're on a couch that's like in it or something like that.
They are?
No, well, it's like an elevator, like a fancy, but it looks like a little Victorian couch or something like that.
Oh yeah, she is. Oh,
yeah,
it's
she's like a little Venus de Milo, but a couch.
Exactly what I was thinking of on the conch shell. Yeah.
Peanut Botticelli Venus.
Okay. All right.
Look at those lovely little like light hits on the top left, bottom left corner. So it's such a pretty bubble. Can you scroll back and forth a little bit on this so we can have a nice little look?
A little wub.
Do what?
Scrub back and forth a little bit so we can see how the bubble moves and how it looks in motion.
Sorry. Beep bop, beep bop, beep bop, beep bop.
So the bubble is moving in a bubbly motion. It's not as solid.
The bub. Yeah, you get to use your displacement, my man.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that.
This reminds me almost a bit like some of the effects from The Wrinkle in Time, the very first Cheap Tricks you ever did.
Oh, yeah.
It has Wrinkle in Time vibes.
Do they fly in... What am I thinking? Was it just that other Wizard of Oz movie where they fly in bubbles? Like where they literally like there's like an action sequence where they're like flying down a cliff, all in bubbles.
Maybe I don't remember
the James Franco and Mila Kunis one.
That was in Skyfall.
Skyfall, classic. Okay, I think
Sorba
that
Jane
our
wants to know your system configurations, by the way.
Old.
Yeah, they're both working off fairly old machines.
Yeah, I'm working on a like a 2080 an NVIDIA card, but due to upgrade that sometime soon.
I'm on a 2021 Apple M1 Max MacBook Pro, 64 gig memory.
All right.
Serial
do I want?
No.
Can you hack a Mac with a serial number? Because everyone always blurs it out. I'm always curious.
Wait, Hashi, where did you say you put it? Let me
make sure I pasted it in the right place. I think I posted it broadly, the VFX and chill folder, and it would have.
It was 2022.
22. Yeah. 2022. Wait, where did it paste to? Oh. Well, it finished copying.
Weird.
Sorry, folks. Okay, I was called too fast, too spooky. Now I'm going to have to search for it. No, where did I just copy it to? I'm sorry, I've ground the show to a halt.
Well, it's Michael's fault.
Well, what the point is that this is a good time to talk about the importance of file and folder structure.
We have a good file and folder structure. It just we don't ever like quickly like unarchive a thing on the show. But
okay, well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go into here and try to see if one of these. I wonder if one of these is your actual footage.
Well, in the meantime, let's read this old about my dad thing that I found that my son filled out 12 years ago. What does your dad look like? Tall with black hair. How old is your dad? 28. What is his favorite food? Goldfish. What does your dad like to do when What does your dad like to do when he's not at work? Work in his office. How tall is your dad? 46 feet. Accurate. What do you and your dad like to do together? Play cards together. How much does your dad weigh? 100 pounds. Not true anymore. What does your dad do to make you laugh? Tickle me. Tickle me. Like Congo. He's just referencing Congo. How do you know your dad loves you? He tells me so. Plus, he hugs me. Aww. Happy Father's Day, everyone. It's not.
All right. I was looking to see. I don't know if your actual plate is in here. Would it have saved locally at the time?
That's BS. It's got to be.
I mean, I have some of your renders in the render folder, but nothing in the.
Well, if all else fails, you can just go record yourself crawling out of something again. We got 15 minutes before the show is over, so you better hurry.
Okay, 15 minutes left. Wait, do we have? What am I supposed to be doing again?
Who knows?
Bubble. Someone floating in a bubble.
We could both do bubbles.
Both do bubbles. No, I'm crawling out my window. I'll be right back.
Crawl out your window. I hope you don't come back to the stream. Just. All right, let's save as this week. Hashi bubble. Okay, so I do want some. Let's see, PA. I do want a person to put in the bubble. We probably have something from our show somewhere.
God, I mean, just a still image, really, of someone just standing is really, really all you need.
Yeah.
You don't need like green screen footage or roto anybody. You just need to like.
Okay, let me see. What do we have on PX here? There. It's like someone will have a.
Would you type in "good witch"?
Princess dress.
Grab that girl in the white. Yeah, that one.
There we are.
Her feet. Oh yeah, there's feet. Put her in a bubble.
Perfect.
Justin Leduc is. I should probably wait for Seth to get back. He went out for cigarettes and milk. I'm sure your dad will be back soon, Justin.
All right. I know I don't need this full size here, so I'm going to shrink this down a little bit first, and then I'm going to go remove background button. I'm just going to hope that nails it.
Sometimes it does. Boom.
There we go.
Close enough.
Close enough. Okay, there's that. Go to the mask real quick. Let's paint out that little bit and paint in that little bit of hair. Oh, there's a little like flower there. I didn't see. Okay, great. And now I'm going to crop this down so I have a little bit less image crop. And then I'm just going to do a quick export PNG to this episode. Elements, and we'll call this Princess. Okay, close that. No need. Then, we need a...
See, I was just hoping that Seth would have the footage ready to go and he wouldn't have to mess with all this. Like, I was trying to be real clever about this.
Let's see. Where's a...
Here Seth goes. He set the camera up so you can see him. He's going to be coming through this window. It's going to be great. Hold all questions until Seth is back in front of the microphone. J.R. Robeck, who is wondering if that's a guillotine on the coffee table. Probably not, but we'll find out when Seth gets back, if you remind me to ask him. Oh, wait, I think you might hear his... Oh, he's going to he record? He's hitting record.
What was the question?
J.R. Robeck wants to know if that was a guillotine on the coffee table.
Guillotine? No. I don't know what they thought they saw, but no.
This is not Revolution era
it's
France.
A cup holder. I ordered coffee the other day, and they both came in the thing. There are so many dead flies in this windowsill, just like dust, like dissolved dead flies. And I'm about to crawl.
It's the guillotine. That guillotine has been active.
Am I recording? Can you tell if it's recording? I can't see my screen.
Ooh, I cannot see the interface to know if it is recording there or not. All right. In the meantime, I've added mirror to a layer and loaded in a mirror sphere.
Mirror sphere.
Mirror sphere. And then I'm going to go to its, you know what? I'll bet I'm wasting time probably. Nope, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a new composition. I'm going to do low to the ground, VR fractal noise on this. Then I'm going to say spherize, CC sphere is what I mean. There we go. Great. And now we'll turn the contrast down on the ball. We'll turn the radius up to, let's say, 300. Great. So now we've got that. And we'll say, I'll do a little weird trick, which is CC sphere can render the... you have control over the rotation and the... what it renders, like if it renders the full thing or if it renders like the inside of the sphere or just the outside of the sphere like that. And so one thing that I could do, see, I'll turn up the specular a little bit. Gosh, I'm not sure what's happening over there.
Seth just came through the window and did a nice pratfall.
Goodness, the things we do for VFX.
I hope you all are entertained. Do we have a Are You Not Entertained drop? Because we need a Are You Not Entertained to drop.
But it's me really just out of breath, covered in dirt. Are you not entertained?
Okay, here's going to be this sort of basis. Okay. Here's the outside.
Justin Leduc says, talk about doing it practically. Christopher Nolan is blushing. Michael Palick says, this isn't the Fall Guy trailer.
I hate all of you.
Okay, let me see what happens if I make this reflective using the CC reflection tool. That's interesting.
It is interesting.
The only thing that's weird about it is I can't control that seam, and that's kind of annoying.
That is annoying.
What if no. You know what? This is good enough to start with something. I don't know. Okay, we're going to call this comp the... oh, you know what? No, it needs a warble. I'm going to want to do the warble in here. Layer, new adjustment layer.
Are you doing the warble with chromatic displacement?
I'm going to do it with turbulent displacement for the size of this thing. And then after that, I'm going to use... take this whole thing and use... let's see, it has probably... It's like that, horribly, but maybe less so.
One more for safety.
Times, let's see, 150. Okay, let me play this. That's kind of bubbly.
It is kind of bubbly. It's got that sort of look.
Sort of hanging out. Okay, so now I've got this. So we're going to call this the bubble outside. Then we're going to duplicate this, bubble inside, and then for that, we'll just go into there, and we'll go to the CC sphere settings, and say, instead of rendering the outside, render just the inside, which so it'll look kind of opposite, like that. And then I'm going to go to a new composition over here, where we will grab our princess, our background. Here we go. Let me make this background. I want just the rest of the landscape will be implied by the bubble. Okay, so let's put the background here. Let's say that maybe there's a slight drift like that throughout this shot. Okay, there we go. That's kind of exciting.
Floating up and away.
I'm going to grab the bubble outside and inside. I'm going to put the bubble inside below like that, and the bubble outside like that above. Oops. Oh, no, I fixed the wrong one, didn't I? I fixed the wrong one because I did the classic duplicate, but used to work in the... okay, so I'll rename this comp in here. Inside. And this one, bubble back.
The fact that you're naming the layers in the comp and not the actual comp names in the project file is not going to get confusing later.
Thank you.
Meanwhile, let's check out my plate. So, I won't play.
Is that your Ring camera from outside?
Yeah, I don't know why that came in instead of the plate. That's interesting. It looks like I eloquently fell out of my window for all my neighbors to see. And then climbed back in. Oh my gosh.
That's gorgeous. I love it.
By the way, this doesn't properly capture how hard this fall was. I just went like right on my...
I'm under no illusions of how hard that was.
Feel bad for me. Let's see. Quick time. Oh, I didn't even save it. Shoot.
We get 9.5 minutes. We're going to run the show a little over today because we're already about 4 minutes till our supposed end of show. But we took a little bit of time looking for files, so we'll get a little...
Never ever go over.
Give a little extra time back.
All right, so I'm going to lock all of these so I can move the all three of these layers around like this, and I'm going to just do some really boring keyframes. So 10 seconds worth of keyframes, and it's going to do a little bit of a over to the side and then up and then over like that thing.
Wow, so
now, there we go. Love it. This is amazing, Seth. I love it.
I wore the perfect sweatshirt for this. All right.
All right.
Listen, I tried to let you use the old footage that we already had, so you wouldn't have to do it again.
Sorry,
like I was genuinely trying to avoid.
Somebody likes to archive stuff for.
I was trying to avoid just the exact scenario that just happened. Michael Palak, I'm not ignoring your joke. I'm just not putting it up.
I'm adding some CC light sweep in here.
Oh yeah, you can see right when I fell out. Sorry. I turn over and then Hooga!
Gosh.
All right.
Sweep intensity low. Okay, I'm going to add multiple little CC light sweeps in here that I just so I can do my own like extra glints and stuff. Thickness. There we go. So I feel like there's a lot of little glints on a bubble.
Well, on a magic bubble like that, there sure are.
Do kind of a more pink, bright pink. Okay, so these things all look a little bit weird. So here's my plan. On the bubble interior, which is this one, I'm going to get rid of the reflective properties and just leave this thing. And in fact, what do I want to do? Oh, wait. I know what I want to do. I actually do want them back. I want them back, and then I'm going to make another duplicate of this whole thing, and I'm going to call it bubble disp. And in my bubble disp is where I'm going to go in and use the inside of the CC sphere, but I'm going to disable the reflection, turn that down to 0, and then I'm going to turn the ambient up to 100 and the light intensity to 0. So now this is just this. All right.
Cool bubbly texture, which I assume since you called this bubble disp, they plan to use that to chromatically displace background in super comp and or just chromatically displaced in the main comp.
So we're going to try to shift select that together. So now I have, I think, all of my layers together sandwiched like this. And now we're going to add all of these to super comp.
Yay, my favorite.
So, effect, RGVFX super comp. Okay, so we'll open this panel. Let's see. Let me fit this all nicely here. You don't need to see my play bar. You can just see the composition and that. All right, everybody. So we're going to do some stuff. Check this out. Let's hide the physical bubble and just leave the girl and this bubble disp layer. And I've called it that because I'm going to turn it in super comp into an adjustment layer like this. And then I'm going to add the effect displacement to it. And already, if you look closely, watch this, if I turn the amount up, you get a displacement of the background, which looks awesome. And it has the fractal noise on it, which is good, so it means that there's a little bit of warble throughout. But it's a little bit too distinct, so I'm going to turn the amount down and the soften up until I get like this kind of a cool lensy effect. Let me just double check if it should be a negative value now that I think about it. Should be bringing in. It should, right? I don't remember. Actually, it should be doing that if it's water, but a bubble, I don't know what it would do. But I kind of like that.
I like that.
And so now, if I turn on the bubble inside,
can you make it a little more chromatic?
Yes, I can make this more chromatic. Oh, let's see. Let's spread this more.
Because I feel bubbles are kind of tend to there. Yeah, that's just that little bit.
There we are.
Yeah, there we go.
Thank you. My spread chroma was high, but I forgot that the spread value was low, so it wasn't getting that nice color in there. Okay, that's great. So now we have a displacement kind of going on. I might even soften it. Soften it less and turn the amount down a bit. Just so I feel like I'm going overboard with it a little bit. Now, for the bubble interior, if I turn that on, it looks like garbage. But I think maybe if this were an additive layer,
it might work for
it'll look a little bit better. And I'm going to go, let's see. Let's try turning the actual opacity down. Gosh. So good. So much goodness.
You brought that back up at me recently and forgotten how funny.
This is David Cross's delivery in Arrested Development. So good.
I couldn't find. This is the best shot I could find of the time given of a frame. So this woman's a part of my life now.
Perfect.
All right.
Okay, we're going to make this front layer additive, but we're going to add some color correction so I can kind of boost the... Whoops, what am I trying to do? I'm trying to kind of cut down the amount of visibility with the color correction a bit, but then I'm also going to turn on heat blur for it. And I actually don't really want the blur effect as much as I want the displacement effect of heat blur. So I'm going to turn down the blur.
Spider-Man turned down the blur.
Spider-Man turn off the blur. Yes. I'm going to soften.
Never forget.
2 minutes and 42
2
seconds.
To what, Michael?
We don't
Spider-Man
have
turn
for
off
this
the
then. In this case, I want soften, and I want to... wait, can't I confine... confine texture all the way to just the bubble shape. Okay, too much displacement on our young lady here. Let's soften this more. Turn the displacement down to right. Okay, we're getting there. All right, now we just need some more color correction on our... let's add some... Let's see if we have a preset that'll work for this. That might be nice. Let's just go for a lighting backlit atmospheric. And maybe go turn some of those values down. Okay, so we have haze. Let's turn the size down because our layer is pretty small. Amount high, and the shadow amount will be high, but the shadow softness will be less. Oops. You can see what that's doing is it's sort of giving like backlight kind of effect here.
It's giving backlight.
It's giving backlight. Softness, and there's the diffusion, some light wrap. Could be stronger, I think. And what if I match background, but I want the black point less. Wait, did that do it?
It looks pretty good.
I don't like the color there, but maybe I can warm those up a little bit. This is the part that I'm very bad at.
34 seconds.
I think I've got it.
Because see, Seth, I was picturing like some cool content to wear fill tricks to get the texture to warp onto your face. Like I had all kinds of things in mind for this. I was very excited.
I'm sorry I let you down.
That stupid file running away.
Files.
Oh, and maybe this top layer, could it use any optical glow? Would that be silly? Size.
I loved you. Gentlemen, it's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure. Oh, hey. We're dead.
Well, how far did you get?
Let me see. What did I do? I got this far. Let me close SuperComp for a second. This looks
like an inspirational, like Thomas Kincaid. Look like you could take that and put a quote right now. Put a quote over it.
I'm going to. I'm going to put it in monotype Corsiva. Let's see.
The chat says that your fall out the window made everything this whole episode worthwhile. Just so you know.
I'm glad I could jump in and save it in the 11th hour.
Oh, and by the way, if you're using the latest versions of, I think, the public beta of After Effects, you might notice that freezing your rotobrush is faster now, because the freezing in rotobrush in the latest update now takes advantage of the frames that have already been cached when you first did your roto track. So you should notice freezing being significantly faster in After Effects.
Freezing being significantly faster. That's the song. I did it.
There you go, Hashi. That's the typeface right there.
Yeah, you did it right there.
That's that dumb inspirational bullcrap that you see on Facebook font. Perfect.
Handy. I don't know. I'm pretty proud.
You both did some great stuff this episode. I liked the Wicked Smoke. I think Seth, you got a really good far distance on getting the floor flipping effect done. And of course, your fall is legendary now in the chat. Of course, Hashi, that bubble looks great. Your Deadpool typeface also looked good. And your Twister, considering the time given, was impressive.
Let's see. I want to make sure that this gives all it can give. There we go. All right.
Applause for us?
That is definitely applause for you and not my spouse hammering something as we're trying to fix up our house.
Oh, man. What a good, ego boost that would also then feel bad once you were like, oh, my spouse is so supportive from the other room.
They're banging their two wooden hands together as applause.
Some sort of Sora prompt.
Ooh, I'm kind of curious, though, if I realized that I could throw the text into Super Comp and put it back.
Yeah, Super Comp and have it be displayed
behind everything here.
Yeah.
And then we'll attach it also to the background. And now watch this. See, this is the fun thing about Super Comp. Look at this. Now as the bubble gets over to the text, watch.
Yes.
Let's see your amps poster do that. I don't mean to come after amps. Amps are usually pretty cool.
Not without the picnic. All right, everyone. Great show.
Wow.
Let's ignore that.
Actually, right now, make sure we put our hashtag on top of it.
Yeah, that one you should definitely.
Perfect.
And
hashtag that one.
And is this the quote? Is that all?
I think so.
Perfect. You like the overlap?
No, it has to. It can't. Perfect. It shouldn't start overlapping. It needs to be.
I'm gonna do a little bit of Oops. Yeah, this one's the one in control of it. There for the start, and then at the end. Oh, should have flowed all the way away.
No, put it over the tree so you can enjoy that tree.
Yeah.
Florping in the bubble. Yeah, there we go.
Great. Okay. Now we're gonna grab the little hashtag, throw it in there. This is how. See, if you were a meme factory cranking out memes, this is how you got to do it.
Yeah, except that you need the hashtag to be a little more visible. Might need to put a drop shadow or something on that one.
And,
don't worry about it. Screw it. It's good. Let's go.
Wait, I'm going to do it. Do drop shadow of just pure red. It's going to look good.
Oh my God.
Yes. Seth loves it. Seth loves this.
No! We got rid of that red. Don't do it. Do black. Do what you did.
Fine. Okay.
We have
it's there.
It's because we have.
It's visible. It's there. It's that. Amazing. Okay, I'll render this out for you, Michael. My goodness, everybody! Thank you for joining us for another very exciting Super Bowl themed episode of VFX and Chill.
It was a good episode. Lots of cool stuff happened in this one. I like this one.
Yeah.
Enjoyed it.
We're enjoying these timed challenges where it's more likely that we will fail, but more entertaining, I would hope, to cover more material. So we're gonna, we'll proceed with that. I can't think of a file name in the meantime. What am I trying to do?
No.
Bubble thing.
Everybody, thank you for watching the show this week. We will see you next week.
You say thumbs up in the chat, but you need to make sure you put thumbs up on the video too.
There's just go click the thumbs up button.
There's a thing. It's right that way.
Click it harder.
One of those ways.
Click it.
Click it 3 times.